Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the instant match reaction, the live match reaction to Leeds 1, Everton 2. Everton get their second winner at Ellen Road for donkey's years. And we did it the hard way as usual. We just about get over the line. But nonetheless, I'm in a great mood. We've got 3 more points on the board, and I've got Terry with me to look back on. A good night's work in the end, Terry. I'll just sum that one up. God.
It was it's put years on me watching that, mate. That was so hard to watch, but
Every game, I swear down. Why can't we ever do it easily?
I know. As long as we do, okay, we great results. Like frantic game, the pace of the game was unbelievable, but every player's put a shift in there.
Yeah, it was a hot. It was one of them. When after the results on Saturday, I think I questioned how committed people were to in the team to actually, get a European place. I said after that game, every game's a question mark. How much do these players want to qualify for Europe? And that performance suggests we do, and like that there is that desire there, and that's excellent.
Yeah, it was a good mentality of players. Like they had the wrong mentality against Newcastle. Like Ancelotti even said this, that they thought they had to turn up to win, and it bit us on the arse. Whereas this Leeds game, even players who usually come in for a bit of stick for for being easy to play against, like Andre Gomez, for example, was immense.
Gomez was excellent today. Gomez was great.
There's players who were always good, like Takore and Godfrey, were both quality. Luca Dean was great.
Sigurdsson as well.
Sigurdsson as well, yeah, they were all great.
Yeah, Fergus said Gylfi once again proves he's a starter, and Erwin Koeman's in the chat as well saying Gylfi proved me wrong. He most certainly did, and I'm not complaining. I'm happy to be proven wrong, mate. XXX says the players owed the result tonight. He most certainly did after that game. I was very, very miserable after that game, but they've put a real shift in, and they've got the result that, we know this team's capable of getting these kind of results, but they've got to work hard at every point that you earn in this league. The work rate showed today. We've gone up against a very workman-like Leeds United team on their own patch and got the win. You can't complain. What else have we got going on in the chat? Toffee Blues John's popped up with Robin Olsen. Bit of a tribute, a little Robin Olsen shout there, because he was absolutely excellent, and Pickford's been the elephant in the room all season, and Robin Olsen's come in tonight and proven that he needs to start. I personally think that's a better goalkeeping display than the majority. I can't recall Pickford having many performances of that ilk, making that many crucial saves without a mistake.
Yeah, for me, he's got to keep the shirt now until such a time that he makes a mistake. He's got to keep the shirt, because he was very commanded, very calm. Not much he could do about the goal. It's poor defender. It's not poor goalkeeping. And his double save, or his run of saves that he made in the second half, they've saved 2 points for us there, whereas Pickford cost us 2 points against Leicester. So absolutely great from Olsen.
Olsen was absolutely excellent.
Yeah, the whole team were brilliant. Like the only players who you could say didn't live up to their usual standards were to be honest, I think Calvert-Lewin has a poor game, but he got the winning goal, so it doesn't matter.
I thought Calvert-Lewin was poor, but
yeah, I thought he was poor, but he got the winning goal, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. You can play yourself back into form, but he's got the goal. We've got the point. Brilliant performance, and I was worried going into this game, not because of the defeat against Newcastle, but I thought it's much like with Leicester. These are the type of teams we don't like playing against. These high energy teams, we are going to struggle to cope with them in midfield. And then when I saw the starting lineup, I saw Gomez and Sigurdsson, and I was like,
God, what have we got ourselves in for here? I wasn't looking forward to it at all.
No, I know, but as much, I think probably put in so they could look after the ball a little bit better, and within reason, they did that. They couldn't help the fact that Leeds seemed to water their pitch with KY jelly, and everyone was just flying everywhere.
What was that about?
I don't know. I think they had a new pitch, didn't they? And it'd been raining, so it just made it like slick as anything.
Really sleepy. I was going to say, I don't think it really, if anything, I thought it was to the detriment of Leeds.
Yeah, I was only joking about Leeds water. I don't even think it wasn't Leeds watering it, but it hurt Leeds more than it hurt us because we had better players on the ball. They were all about energy and running. And because the ball was slipping so much, and because the players were slipping everywhere, the better ball players shone out. That's why Andre Gomez looked better, because he's better on the ball than any Leeds midfielder. He's just not as energetic as any of them. And when the pitch, like equalised it, then it's all down to quality, and it showed tonight.
Yeah, we saw that again. Sigurdsson, another one, Luca Dean as well, with a really good cross for the opening goal, and Sigurdsson with a good cross from the corner for Calvert-Lewin's goal. It was about the technical players who shone today, wasn't it?
Yeah, that first goal is brilliant. Just Andre Gomez, who just lingers on the ball just in time, just long enough for Dean to make his run. Perfect, swipe out to the left. Luca Dean, I thought he's held on to it too long, because the right back gets back to not the right back, the right midfielder gets in front of Dean, but he still manages
to tight to him.
Yeah, and I thought, he's lost it now. That's going to go out, or he's going to block it. Gets the extra yards ahead of him, puts the cross in, and then honestly, it reminded me of a closer version of the Iwobi goal against Wolves, where he just sort of strolls into the box in and just slots it, like where no one was tracking him. I thought, what's going on here?
It was one of them. I think a few points made in the chat here. Someone said Leeds all over Everton apart from their disgusting defenders. But yeah, I think Leeds aren't known for their defence, are they? Let's be honest. And I think we capitalised on that twice, but we still needed to grind the results out, and we got it. Southern Blue Dino said Carlo wanted spirit, and he got it. It was a very spirited display.
Definitely.
John Kelly, of course, from America, was involved in the pre-match prediction. He said, "What do I win from a 2-1 prediction?" So the responses only. What does he win?
He was the only blue. He was the only blue who cheered the Leeds goal line.
He's one of them. It's one of them. What does he win, Terry? I'll let you pick his prize.
Oh, he wins the friends he made along the way, and the sense of self-satisfaction he's surely got.
Oh, proper supply teacher prize, that, innit?
Yeah. Can't say that. I've got nothing.
Give Ben Godfrey a lifetime Everton contract, says Adam. What a performance from Godfrey.
Put him on the board. I swear to God, just whatever anything. Ben Godfrey, mate. He was the least exciting of all the signings, and he's been one of the best ones.
Probably been the best one. But that one said that again, Alton was a signing this summer. He's done well. Ducore as well. Excellent today. Absolutely excellent.
There's only a couple of undroppable players for me at Everton. Based on the competition for the other areas of the pitch, you can't play as well without them. I think Dean's one. I think Calvert-Lewin's one. I think Ducore's one. And now, I think Godfrey's one. I know we've got quality at centre-back, but I think Godfrey has got to be one of them, and then the rest just fit around him, because he's got that explosive pace, and he even just like a fast defender. He likes to defend. He throws himself in the way of opposition shots. He likes the dirty side of things. He's not just all, the pretty sides of it, the good on the eye stuff. He's brilliant. I love him. He's got to start. He's got to start.
He's a proper Everton player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's absolutely quality. Just give him on the board. Make him the life president. Give him a lifetime contract. Get him a statue. Don't care. He's great.
Defo. Paul says, I wasn't on long. I know he wasn't on long, but King was a bit sloppy. I think it might take a few games for him to get up to speed. I don't think he had much time on the pitch, but I know what he means. He did give the ball away in some dodgy positions. I mean, they're not positions that you want to see Josh King in anyway. You'd rather see him further up the pitch, and I think we will see that. But you don't really want Josh King to be trying to do defensive duties.
Yeah, I could think of one or two times, got near the ball, and the pace of the game was so high and the pitch was so slippy that it's bound to happen. He's come on the pitch and he doesn't know the team and doesn't know the type of runs the players are going to make. He'll be all right. It hasn't cost us. He's got away with it, so not a big deal.
Yeah. Few shouts here. David Eeyore says Olsen is very assertive, which is what Pickford lacks. Absolutely. I mean, a few times I think he claimed crosses, didn't he? When have you ever seen Pickford claim a cross?
Yeah, just the confidence to come out and just collect it, because that's just a physical thing. It's because Pickford's small and he's big, and that calms the defense. I think they don't feel as frantic when they're defending set pieces because they know that Pickford's going to drop a clanger. So Olsen hasn't even done anything particularly out. I mean, the saves were great, but until tonight he hadn't particularly done anything outstanding yet. But he's just, for me, the obvious choice over Pickford because he is just.
He's earned his stripes tonight, hasn't he? If he hadn't earned it the last couple of times he played, he's definitely earned it tonight.
Yeah, well, with me, he already had them, but I think for a lot of people, they'll be a little bit more convinced now just because they'll see the advantage of having a steady Eddie in goal. They don't need, to make spectacular
erratic
saves.
Goalkeepers, you can't have erratic goalkeepers and expect to do well.
You just need to do the basic stuff well.
I mean, he was England's number one for years, but David James never played for an elite club, and when he did for Liverpool, he was getting pelters for weeks.
Yeah, Pickford's. I've made that comparison before. I don't know whether it was on here, but Pickford reminds me a lot of David James, where he goes from the sublime to the outrageous.
Absolute ridiculous.
The ridiculous, yeah. Sorry, but at the minute he's more ridiculous than sublime. Like, he isn't making these top saves like he used to, Pickford. So for me, just go with the safer option. Go with Olsen. I mean, we don't know how long Pickford's going to be injured for. Like Carlos said that it's only for this game, but rib injury, could be a bit dodgy, couldn't it? You see rumours on that it's for a bit longer, but I'm honestly, even with Pickford's fit, I'd like to see Olsen start.
Defo. King Arthur's very much a big fan of Olsen and the Catenaccio system. He says Catenaccio, Olsen. I think he was very big on both of those things in the match preview. So, yeah, it's definitely all gone to plan for King Arthur, USA. Excellent. Gary said Ben Godfrey's a tank. He got it wrong, dropping him on Saturday. Definitely. I think Ben Godfrey's just one of the first names on the team sheet now, as we've just said.
Yeah.
Paul 123. Really good point here. Really good point from Paul. Imagine COVID hadn't hit me to sign Gabriel instead of Godfrey. Maybe the pandemic is the price we're paying, but it's probably worth it. I mean, it's one of them.
A good point. I think Gabriel's a good player. I think he'd still be good if he was here. But yeah, he's right. He's spot on. I'd rather have Godfrey. He's far more of an Everton player. So it's funny how things work. Like, I'm sure Everton history is full of near misses like that. You could have got one player, but you got a different one that was even better.
Yeah, certainly. Erwin Koeman says Mina was boss. I think Mina and Godfrey as the pairing were great. Michael Keane was also good when he came on. Didn't look like conceding when we had the three of them on the pitch.
No, Mina was just commanding again. He's obviously a bit unorthodox the way he moves and the way he runs, and he sometimes makes you a bit nervous. But he just everything in the air. It's just his. Yeah,
it is. Cornelia says, "How about?" I don't know whether that means me or it means James Rodriguez, but there was no James Rodriguez in the team today at all. He didn't come on, and we still got through. So
made up we didn't need him because I didn't want him on that pitch. That slippy pitch, I thought that's an injury waiting to happen for a player, and I would rather have James Rodriguez fresh for other games coming up. So I'm actually really glad we didn't need to turn to him.
Yeah, we got Man United as well on Saturday. Let's not forget. So that'll be a good one to look forward to now. If you shout Toffee for England,
mate, why not? Like, they're not. England aren't blessed at centre back, and we two who have been good enough this season to play for England. Like, Keane's been immense most of the season. Godfrey's been immense. I think it might be a bit too close to a championship for Godfrey. I think Godfrey might be one of those players who gets introduced.
He won't go to the Euro, no matter how well he plays, I don't think, but
he could be in these squads after. I mean,
Toffee Blues, look, has just popped up with an interesting start. Andre Gomez, 94% pass rate.
Well, that's the thing with Gomez, isn't it? Like, no one's ever said he's got a crap pass rate. It's more a case of his other stats. Like his pass rate's always been good because he's he's a silky player. He's nice on the eye. It's always been about his effectiveness and the impact he has on games. But I don't know the stats, but you could say tonight was a good game on that front as well. Like his pass completion 94%, probably like that most games or thereabouts. But he's done his defensive part today as well, and he's contributed to the attack, protected the ball. Hasn't been easy to play against like he has been some others. So that was a really encouraging step from Gomez. We want to see that Gomez more and more. That was the Gomez of the first season when we had him on loan tonight, and I want to see that again.
King Arthur USA is very much involved in this chat, and he said, "Where would Everton be in the league if Everton had Olsen in goal at the start?"
You know what? Who knows? You couldn't say Pickford's cost us results after result this season. He's got a few.
Cost us more last year, I think. I don't think he made more mistakes.
It's
We haven't always been costly.
It's the full body of Pickford, to be honest, performances rather than this season. So I think it'd be that much difference. Does it help, all right? Sorry, Brighton just near scored against Liverpool. Still 1-0, 80 minutes. Never mind.
Come on, Teddy. We don't care about them, do we?
I do if they're losing. I'm 10 minutes away from seeing the Blues here. Don't do that to me.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Paul123 again getting involved. Thanks for getting involved, guys. By the way, keep your comments coming in. Paul123, Richarlison wasn't great again, but I like that his body language did look better. Got stuck in and really got back and defended. He'll come through the spell. People need to get behind him. Yeah, I think that was a better display from Richarlison. He still didn't look best pleased to get subbed off, but I think that's just Richarlison, to be honest with you. I think that's the way he is. He wants to play every minute of every game the way he is.
He's a top player having a ball. He'll come through it. It's just one of those. He's never ever dipped in his work rate. It's his on the ball stuff that's gone dodgy at the minute, and he's another one like Dom tonight. He just needs that goal to break his spat and run, and he'll come into it. Like he's doing more. He's still working for the team. He's just not getting the individual goals at the minute. And he's to be honest, he's got a moody face. I wouldn't read anything into how he comes off the pitch. It's just one of them. I'm not worried about him as long as the team's performing and he's contributing. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I do think he plays his part today. I mean, I think he won the ball back for the first goal. So, he did play his part, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a massive part because he's, that left-hand side with Dean Richarlison in the first half against Rafinha and Ayling. That was where the battle of the game was getting, played. And, he didn't really set the world alight with its creativity, but his work rate and his commitment could not be faulted, could not be questioned. So I'm not worried. It's only when he starts, not bothering in games, that's when I'll start worrying about him, and we're yet to see that.
No, I don't think you'll see it from him. I think he is a very driven player, so I'd like to think that his standards won't drop in that respect.
No, I wouldn't think so. It's his goals have dropped a lot as well as he's playing on the left now rather than in the middle. When he was in the middle in a two, getting all the space and getting it. Those Luca Dean crosses that Dominic Calvert-Lewin was gobbling up the beginning of this season. Last season, Richarlison was getting half of them, so no wonder he was scoring more goals. But it's the team's better at the minute than last season, so that's all that really matters.
Yeah, it's it, isn't it? A few more comments just coming in. Southern Blue Dino, don't have had 3 tonight, but 1's better than none. Yeah, as Terry and I were saying there at the start, Calvert-Lewin didn't actually play that well today. He spared 2 very good chances. Spared a good chance to lay off to Richarlison as well. I think he had a pretty poor game, but he still got himself into those positions, and that's why he got himself a goal, and it's the goal that's won us the game. That's
no one.
You can't complain, and that's on a bad day. You can't complain.
No one will remember his performance in a few weeks. They'll just remember that he scored a goal. That's the truth of football. Lad. It's if you can score while you're not playing well, that's what he's done.
Certainly is. Ewan Coombe, we didn't even need James. And Dom is a good striker, just needs the chances to score and lucky not to score more. David Eo, I thought we'd win as it was away. I think a win at United and Anfield is due. Most certainly so, David. Agreed.
So,
Paul, is Holgate still on centre back long term, or are we converting him into a right back like he was originally? Could he be our first choice in that position long term, who plays centrally only when he needs to? I wouldn't say so personally. I don't think he's that good a right back. I don't think he's played amazingly well. I think he's been filling the gap well for us, given the circumstances. But we need a more complete right back.
I think he's centre back, but he's athletic and he's quick. He's quick for the centre back, and he's technically good enough to fill in at right back. It's Michael Keane. You couldn't see him playing right back. He's not got the tools to play right back. He's a centre back, whereas Holgate's got both. But at the minute, I'm with you. I like Holgate to be the right back at the minute. I think he offers more than Coleman does at the minute, because Coleman's not one of those players who you can't drop. He's not been performing well of late, so I would have Holgate as the right back. But long term, I think he is a centre back. But Carlos said he likes players who are versatile and play a lot of different positions. So that's probably why he's going to get as many minutes and games as he will going forward, because he's willing to. Godfrey's first game tonight. Tonight was the first game Godfrey has played as a centre back in a back four.
Yeah.
He's played left back, right back, back three. Tonight he played a centre back in a back four, and it's February. He's waited, but it's not the first time he's played. He's got loads of games, loads of minutes before tonight under his belt, because he's been willing to play out a position for the manager. And Holgate's the same. If Holgate was only capable of playing centre back, or only wanted to play centre back, he wouldn't even have half the minutes. But because he's stepping in at right back, he's playing. So if they like playing, just be versatile, because they'll get moved about.
Well, that's it. I think those kind of players have always been crucial at Everton. We've had them for years. Moyes had loads of them. Even Howard Kendall had them. Your Alan Harpers and whatnot. You need those kind of players in teams if you're gonna players who can fill in if someone gets injured, no matter where it is on the pitch.
Yeah, Holgate is clearly one of Carlo's men as well. He's got a small group of players, and to be honest, we've got 22 senior players in the team now after January, and all of them are trusted to be used or play regularly. I wouldn't consider Delph one of Carlo's men, but Holgate and Godfrey are going to play most of the season across various positions, and I don't see us, even if we qualify for Europe, increasing the numbers. We might increase the quality now and recycle one player out, one player in. But I don't see us having a big squad. I think Carlo likes a smaller squad. So he wants players who can cover various positions to give him that flexibility. You'll play 30, 40 games a season if you're willing to play in 2 or 3 positions. And Holgate's one of the players who's one of the best in the squad at playing right across everywhere, because he's played right across the back four, into mid, as you know, and right back at the minute.
Certainly, in terms of players coming in, Delboy says, as much as I love Coleman, I think he's a bit past it, maybe play him off the bench, Godfrey for right back. I think Godfrey for centre back, if today's anything to go by, to be honest. Adam P says summer, we go for Max Aarons in the summer. What do you consider that?
I was pro Max Aarons, but like a few people, I've cooled a little bit on him now. Just because his numbers aren't anything to write home about, and he's quite small, so I worry that he'd get bullied at right back. I don't know. I put it this way, I don't know. I'm in 2 minds. I wouldn't be upset if we got him. I think he is a good player, but I'm also not desperate for him. I think pay a lot of money for him because he's English, and they're probably going to come back up, Norwich, or they've got a good chance of coming back up, and you'd be paying over the odds for him, whereas you could probably get someone as good or not better abroad. But I do think we need a new starting right back. I'm just not set.
Absolutely. I think that's a must in the summer. Personally, a few more comments. Paul, again, Lukaku used to have these spells, his levels would go down, but he still ended up making goals and eventually go on a proper run because he was strong mentally. DCL looks like he's made of the same stuff. He is a very mentally strong character, I think, Calvert-Lewin. So hopefully we will see a resurgence in form later on in the season. Same for the Charlton as well. Toffee Blue John just asked everybody tuning in, what was your man of the match? Well, go with that one ourselves. Terry, who was your man of the match?
The official one was Godfrey, and he'd be in there, but I'm going to say Doucouré.
Doucouré. Yeah. I'm going to go with... I think I'll go with Godfrey myself, to be honest. I mean, nothing was getting past in today. It was absolutely brilliant. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Few people in the comments. Olsen. Godfrey, Paul says. Southern Blues, was bigging us up here. Get the likes up, guys. Excellent. Adam says maybe go for Mehmet Çelik or Zeki Çelik, the right back from Lille. Matt saying huge 3 points with all the results around us. Fourth place is honest. They played Catenaccio and Alton. King Arthur loves the combination of Alton and Catenaccio, doesn't he?
What's this Catenaccio thing? I've missed.
It's the Italian style of the sort of defensive style of play that Italy used to implement, to the Italian teams play with.
Right. Okay.
It's their sort of tactical setup, like the defensive counter attack setup. But it's basically it's like a fancy name for low block, I think.
Yeah, it's like it's the foreign name for low block.
Owen Parksio.
Yeah, Sam Allardyce and Parksio.
Also, man of the match, the same guy has come out with. Well, so we got Swanky 2006. The Corey was good. Godfrey was amazing. Godfrey, says Adam.
Yeah.
Plenty of props for Ben Godfrey.
It's Godfrey or Doucouré. It probably is Godfrey because he got it, but I'm just being one of them people like Concheri, and I want to go for something different. So Godfrey or Doucouré, though, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of them, and like you say, Terry, you've always got to say something different, haven't you? So, as Aaron Koeman says, up the Toffees, who's bothered either way, we got the result we needed.
Definitely. Just sorry, glancing me eye. It's 2 minutes left of stoppage time. Brighton is still 1-0 up.
Which Liverpool players' arse is their goal going in off?
Yeah, I didn't see their goal, but they've got some work experience kids in goal. Liverpool, never. It's not Alisson.
Oh, Alisson's injured, isn't he? What have we got?
If Brighton win at Anfield, mate, wow. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll stay on just as long as that's running. Yeah, great performance. So they would make it out like it was a big deal. Like, they've only won once every,
Yeah, that's because Leeds have only just come back into the Prem.
Yeah, the last time we played at Ellen Road, we wasn't even in colour TV.
17 years ago.
That's because they weren't in our league. That's genuinely, if they'd have been here the whole time, sure we would have won since. I know it's one thing to say, they haven't won at Anfield for ages because we play there every year. They haven't won at Old Trafford for ages because they play there every year. It's like, we haven't won at Wickham's ground for ages either. You know why? We don't go there very often.
Yeah, it's got to see how we get on. We've got to go to Liverpool and then haven't we soon? So it's going to be interesting, as it always is. More comments. Mr. Xbox, Godfrey runs like a train. I can't wait until Godfrey has one of those long runs and scores assists at the end of it. Oh my god, hell yeah!
He just goes on a mad one, doesn't he? Just start.
Don't even. Joe Welch used to do that, and it reminds me a lot of him. And I think he's the best centre back we've had since him. Sylvan Distan used to do this. Absolute unit.
Lescott, when he was at left back, used to be a powerful runner as well.
Yeah, Distan though was absolutely rapid and dead tall as well. I think he's just an absolute unit. He reminds me of him. Ancelotti flipping a DCL for not playing in Richarlison first off. Love it. Yeah, of course. We've got to do what's best for the team, of course. I loved Ancelotti shouting at our players to say.
Everton's got into him a bit there because he's picked up, he's contracted the fume.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? Let's be honest. I mean, just hook it up to. I mean, it's the fume that keeps us going at times.
It was bad, that, to be fair. It was just the way that he wasn't even like he tested the keeper as well. It was so bad, the shot he ended up with. Right, 94 minutes.
Evan Koeman says, thoughts on King? And Cornelius responds with, we should play King on Saturday. We need to be quick. Yeah, I mean, it might be a case of beating Man United at their own game on the weekend. Here we go, Terry. King Arthur's come back with an explanation of the Catenaccio for us. Chain is a tactical.
Just wait. Brighton have won at Anfield.
Cool.
We're all singing the blues.
Oh yeah, there you go. Singing the blues, boys and girls. Love it. There we go. King Arthur. Chain is a tactical system. A defence in Italian Catenaccio means door bolt. Highly organised and effective backline defence on nullifying opponents' attacks, preventing goal scoring opportunities. Basically, defensive football. Yeah, loads of people buzzing that Liverpool got beat. Obviously, penny for Owen's thoughts right now. I bet you Owen's somewhere absolutely buzzing. I mean, Owen, of course, is he loves the Marcelo Bielsa style of play. It's football being played the right way, obviously. So he'll be very upset that we won that one.
The way the commentators, when Marcelo Bielsa and Carlo Ancelotti shook hands at the beginning, two footballing greats, Marcelo Bielsa.
What the hell is he doing?
Marcelo Bielsa is a bum. What's it like? He's on par with Ancelotti. He's not worthy of washing Ancelotti's car. Piss off.
Jesus. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad manager. I think he's done very well and he has won some trophies. But how many Champions Leagues he's won? How many elite football leagues in England, Spain? I think he might have won one with Marseille. But I know he didn't. I think Marseille was the team he left after 8 days or something. He's an absolute crank, and to be fair, he's a very eccentric genius and he gets good results. And, he plays some good football, but he's not an elite manager and he's not fit to lace Carlo's boots. I'm not even asked.
Do you know what it is? He's not fit to mow Carlo's grass. He's not fit to wash Carlo's car. But they made out like they were two peers. It was just Marcelo Bielsa is just he looks like a future pope. If you see him, you can imagine.
No, but honestly though, it's
yeah, is this multi-Champions League winning manager going, two footballing greats? All right, yeah.
Do you know what he is? He's a very, very good manager, Bielsa. I think he's absolutely quality, but he's not Ancelotti. He's not Ancelotti.
No. Nope.
Leeds fan, I think here, Jack Hardy says, Bielsa is a fucking god. What are you on about? Look what he's done over the last few years. Ancelotti couldn't get anyone out of the Championship.
Honestly, he's done a great job at Leeds. He's not a bad manager. I am not saying that. I'm saying
I think he's a really good manager.
Why was he portrayed by the commentators as a peer of Carlo Ancelotti? Two of football's greats. I don't think you can really class Marcelo Bielsa as one of football's greats. It's
I mean, Carlo he's a great manager. He's a great manager, but he hasn't contested the European Cup final with Ancelotti or something.
David Moyes are good managers who are doing good jobs. You cannot sit there and go two football's greats with the two of them. But Bielsa I am not saying he's a bad manager. Leeds are a good team and he's done a good job there. But come on, they acted like him and Ancelotti were two peers. It's no. That's when Ancelotti goes against Guardiola or he goes against Mourinho. I know he hasn't done it at Everton, but he's only been at Everton a year. But you can't just pretend that Marcelo Bielsa's someone who you could mention in the same breath as Carlo Ancelotti. Stop it.
I mean, I'll go on record to say I really do rate Bielsa. I'm not one of them who thinks he's criminally overrated. I think he is good, but he's just not Carlo Ancelotti good.
Yeah, it was just it wasn't even a big deal. It was just the liberties they took. It was just it's your football's great minds. All right, yeah, that's fine. Okay, Bielsa's the great minds of football. You know what it is? It's because Guardiola and probably Pochettino as well talked him up. So that marketing just went into overdrive after that. But good manager, Leeds are a good team. We've done really well to get results against them. It just got up my nose a little bit though. They sort of tried to slip it past people that Marcelo Bielsa Ancelotti were too great to football, like they were at the same level. No, they're not.
Yeah, Toffee Blues John's muffled in on that one. Responds to the Leeds supporter. Ancelotti has won pretty much every trophy going. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't debate it. I mean, there's not many. I think there's not many managers that stand above Carlo Ancelotti in terms of stature in football.
Nope.
Jack's responded actually with, has he taken a mid-table championship team to a mid-table Prem team in 2 years? No,
Well, let's let the season finish before we christen them as a mid-table Premier League team. They look at it the minute, but the season isn't over yet. There's a long way to go. I've said Leeds are a good team. Leeds, Bielsa's a good manager. I just wasn't having this Ancelotti sort of comparison. No chance.
I think Leeds will finish top half, I reckon. I think they'll get into top half by the end of the season. I think they're better than some of the sides above them, so clearly Cornelius begs to differ. Leeds is
good manager, mate, over a good project, but I'm sorry, it was just too far for me to like try and blag that him and Ancelotti were peers. Like Ancelotti, sorry, no.
Cornelius has really gone off on one here.
Cornelius has taken names, is he there?
Goodness me. Well, we've had worse days, let's be honest. A few more comments aside from the debate, shall we say. Much better tempo to our play, said Dan. Absolutely, you've got to have good tempo to go toe-to-toe with Leeds. For the majority of the game, we did that. I mean, on the start of the second half, I thought we were, we tried to go toe-to-toe with them and did pretty well. We put a real shift in. And that's how you win games against Leeds, because they're a very, very workmanlike team. And it was... Sorry, I'm just losing it because Cornelius is really going off on one. He's like terrible performance.
He's in a flame war.
They're
not going to get relegated.
They're not getting relegated. Not a chance.
The bottom three now is the bottom three at the end. That's the one thing I am certain of. There is no way.
Well, there's no chance of them getting relegated.
No.
Yeah. Holgate and Iwobi were a nightmare to watch. 3 points down.
Yeah, Iwobi didn't have one of his better games. Didn't suit him.
It was one of them. Big Sam in the mud, says Toffee Blues John. Yeah, we can never complain about that, can we?
He's finally running out of luck, mate. I know he's done the job so many times, keeping teams up. He pretends he kept us up, even though we were never in any danger of going down for the entire time he was here. But he's took on one too many. He's took on too big a challenge there. He won't keep them up. No chance.
Bit off more than he can chew, hasn't he? And I mean, he can chew a lot.
He'll completely cry off. He'll have an ingrown toenail, and he'll say that's a medical reason why he can't say.
Yeah, medical grounds.
He can't. He step away from the game. He's not soft in, mate. He's one of the best marketed managers ever. He won't have a relegation on his CV.
Paul said here, Sam to leave West Brom due to standing on a plug and saying he has serious health problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I say, he's bit off more than he can chew, Sam Allardyce, and let's be honest, he can chew a fair bit.
Yeah, he'll never keep them up. The quality wasn't in the squad. And you know what the best thing, and I mean the best thing about him going down is that he wanted players from abroad, and Brexit stopped him, and he was a big pro-Brexit head.
Yeah, he actually went on record to say that he devoted leave, didn't he?
I know, and then he said, we had some players lined up, but Brexit stopped them, the regulation. Good, Sam. See you later. Down you go.
It's sovereignty, though, isn't it? Diego Crespo's popped up with, lads, any doubt who should be the goalkeeper number one? Not one doubt, mate. Absolutely, Diego. Olsen's played his way into the team now. That has to stay like that. Southern Blue Dino, the bench at least doesn't have 2 goalies now, and after Deadwood is gone, 3 good additions in the summer, and Alan back, and we could be on track. Yeah, so we're getting there. We've just got to do our, we've got to get into Europe this season by hook or by crook. That's the big one. Even if it's Europa League, it's better than nothing. It'll attract players, and the combination of European football and an elite manager in the dugout will bring players to the club. On the note of our expectations, Ronald Koeman had a lot to say for himself yesterday, and Toffee Blues Johns just said he struggles to win against Granada tonight. Ronald Koeman in the mud as well by the looks of it. Geezer says draw would have been a fair result. I think it would have been, to be honest, but again, it was our defensive display that got us the 3, and we can't complain about that. It's our defence is what's getting us through.
Bollocks to a fair result. I've seen us lose loads of games. We were the better team, as they all be. We still ended up with still went down as losses. It doesn't work.
You end up with 0 points on the board from it, don't you?
I don't disagree. I think Leeds were good enough to get a point, but it's just it's tough. It's just the way
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, here we go. Mikey says Olsen has to be our number 1. Urban Koeman, West Brom needs a Cenk Tosun. Hell yeah. Koeman versus Big Sam. I love that. Koeman versus Big Sam, a couple of Charlotte meatheads. Just love some of the shouts in this chat. I love it, guys. Absolutely love it. What else have we got going on?
The best one said Ronald Koeman with his head like a GCSE sculpture. Absolute.
There's some absolute. You can't argue that with the best fan base for absolute outlandish shouts. Paul says, remember when Allardyce was sat on his own eating a Big Mac watching England? I've never laughed so hard at anything. Swanky says, what about Nkunku and Gammon? They go back up rather than Delph. I think both of them are better than Delph. Gammon barely kicked the ball for Everton. He's already better than Delph, regardless even if he never plays a game again, he's better than Delph. So that's my take on that one anyway. Eddie?
You are.
Eddie, what would you say? You are?
You broke up a little bit. Ask me the question again, please.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. What about Nkunku and Gabaman? Are they good backups rather than Delph?
Can't speak for Gabaman, but in Nkunku, there's no chance Delph's playing a left back, because if Lucasine gets injured, Godfrey will just go to left back. And I'd rather have Nkunku than Delph at left back, personally. I understood why he didn't do it earlier in the season, especially when we were away at Burnley. That's a negation, but I could see why he had Delph over Nkunku, but I wouldn't now. Delph's over like $500,000 a game at this point. He's a waste of space.
Delph's Deadwood, isn't he, at the end of the day? And here's an interesting one for you, Terry. And for those of you guys who've been tuning into our podcasts, myself and Terry and Owen have a bit of a running gag about Big Sam and his Everton Brexit team if in an alternative universe, and Paul's come up with Big Sam loves a packet of crisps while on the toilet. Anyone who's been tuning into the podcast will know again there, but that is absolutely class. Nice one for tuning in today, Paul, and coming out with some absolute belter shouts. Mikey Guire says, hand on heart, I think we need an elite striker next window, take us to the next level. DCL doesn't cut it for me. I'm not too sure about that. I would have another striker for him to compete against, though. I do think we need that. Dan Brown agrees with what I said before, about 100%. Carlo plus European football kicks us on to the next level. Really does. Quality stuff. And Paul, again, another belter shout. He's just firing away today. Leave Delta Leeds. It's not like he can run after the team bus, is it? Oh, goodness me. I'm not going to lie, Paul, 123, it's always great to have you on the stream. You come out with some absolutely brilliant shouts, mate. So definitely keep tuning in, and that goes for all of you guys coming in with your comments. Keep them coming. We're nearly coming towards the end of the stream anyway, but keep your comments coming in. Obviously, just got a few more things to look into. We mentioned, the performance in this game. Like, we expecting the bounce back. I think that's something we haven't really discussed yet, is the power of recovery. In the past, we'd have lost the game like we lost the Newcastle one, and we'd have gone on a bit of a losing streak. I think Carlo seems to have put a stop to that. And even though we're still having these bad games, they're a lot less frequent.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but I don't think any team's got a perfect mentality in this league. Even like the mentality monsters, Liverpool who get talked up like they've got the best mentality.
Don't even
They're
go there.
losing. They're losing games as well. Like that.
I wish I could inject mentality into my veins.
Yeah, yeah, that. Yeah, the intravenous. Take mentality in an inhaler. But even they're losing games without having a shot on target at the minute. So it's no team's got a perfect mentality, but Everton's has improved a lot under Ancelotti because all right, it's not perfect. We lost the game through laziness against Newcastle, but there has been this reaction.
But the mentality over a year ago was wretched.
Yeah, they
Like
just
the progress from there is massive.
Wouldn't have got a reaction. You'd have just literally.
We lost that game 3-0. Silver had lost the Newcastle game 2-0. They lost that one 3-0 or 4-0.
Yeah, definitely. It just shows what a quality manager will do for you. Like a lot of it's the same players, but there's just working with a coach like that improves them no ends. And it happens to a lot of teams who suddenly pick up under the better manager. That's the one thing the manager brings more than I think tactics is mentality and standards.
Elite managers do that.
It's Mourinho. Mourinho's done that everywhere. I think. All right, he's not.
He gets a rough ride off the press, him.
Yeah, but he changes the mentality of the players everywhere he goes. Sometimes he puts into an op-ed like Pogba, but he changes the mentality of the players where he goes and tries to turn them into winners.
Certainly, a couple of interesting questions coming in the chat. Paul again. Would you prioritise the league or Spurs in the cup? Obviously, got the cup coming up as well against Spurs in a week's time. That's a week today. What would you put first, the FA Cup or the league finish?
Depends really. I don't see why you couldn't have both. Like I know that's a cop-out answer. You mean if
that's what we all want, isn't it? Top four in the cup, imagine scenes.
Yeah. Do you mean would I rather finish in the European places or win a cup? Like if one was
that's
guaranteed.
effectively what the question is.
I'd rather win a cup more than anything else. So if it came down to it, like I would genuinely miss out.
I think what he's basically saying is, would you rest players against Man United to play in the Tottenham game?
No. I wouldn't rest players in either. But if you had to rotate a couple, rotating the Tottenham game because you might still get away with it. But I'd rather win the FA Cup than finish even in the Champions League because the trophy I think does more for us as a club than the Champions League because you can get in the Champions League the year after. You don't win a trophy every year, not us anyway. So
that's it. Yeah, and also you can go in the Champions League and Valencia have been trying to have the resurgence. They got in the Champions League and got knocked out in the first round. Those kind of things can happen.
Yeah, it's for me the trophy. If it's a binary choice of trophy or top league finish, whatever trophy, it's got to be a trophy because a trophy does more for the club, big picture wise. It changes everything at the club, gets the monkey off the back of the club, breathes new life into supporters, makes them believe more in things, and you can always go again for Europe. Whereas a trophy would be, you don't get nothing for finishing in Europe. It's nice to do it, but trophy's the main thing.
Yeah, it has to be. And also a trophy win the FA Cup, it gets us into the Europa League anyway. So it also, we could get away with it. I mean, I don't want that, but we could get away with like a 9th place, 10th place finish and win the cup, and it gets us into Europe. But obviously, we need to winning beats winning, and we just need to keep on keeping on in both competitions. It's going to be a big game, that Spurs one, though. We've got lots to look ahead to, obviously. Paul is really loving these shouts about big times. We've turned into a debate about Sam's favourite flavour of crisp now, and it's like Sam looks like a Worcester sauce and prawn cocktail, man. I don't know if he's like mixing the two flavours up there because that's even more eccentric, but nah. Big Sam's a proper he's a proper British cheese and onion bloke, isn't he?
Sam Allardyce brushes his teeth with seafood sauce. He just does. You can see.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
Anyway,
we're coming to the end anyway. A couple more. What is your sense centre-back partnership? Terry?
Long term, I think it'll be Godfrey and Keane.
Yeah. Godfrey and Keane. I think that's the one I'll go with. Yerry Mina's banging on the door. It's right though. Been excellent.
Yeah, Yerry Mina's quality as well. Holgate's got a shout in there, but I think gun to my head, it'll be Godfrey and Keane.
Brilliant. Just a few more shouts before we finish up. Dan Brown, best fans in the league. This stream is proof about that. That's how you finish on a high. But the only way you can finish on a high is with this final comment. Paul123, Big Sam has Union Jack socks. There you go. You can't finish on a better comment than that, can you? And that is further proof to Dan's comment as well there. That's why we're the best fans in the league. We come out with shouts like this in a live stream chat, you know. Who else does that? And actually, yeah, we've been talked. We'll finish with this one from Toffee Blues, John. Carlo drinks a nice wine. Sam drinks Bisto. Ronald drinks mayonnaise. Not just any, the McDonald's mayonnaise, because he's Ronald McDonald, obviously. The absolute clown.
McDonald's do mayonnaise? Never seen it.
Unfortunately, yes. Not very nice mayonnaise, but it's mayonnaise, apparently.
More of a sweet and sour man when it comes to McDonald's.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Anyway, we're going to call it a day. We'll finish on that one. What a way to end, innit? But Dan said Paul 123 has it anyway. So Dan's surrendering the best comment cup to Paul there. And why not? Paul's made a great contribution to our chat tonight. But that's the end of the live stream, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Drop us a comment, give us a like and subscribe for more content and more live streams, of course. And until next time, thank you for tuning in on the Toffee Blues, and we'll see you later.